From the Bob Mills Weather Center, the Oklahoma weather expert, Alan Crone.
Okay, let's go. This is, I know what you want to hear and look about. How much snow could we get out of this? I'm going to start right with this. The potential is here through the afternoon, evening hours for some moderate to even heavy snow bands, especially on both sides of I-40. The far northern areas will be the lower amounts. And as I mentioned just a couple of minutes ago, if you have travel plans into northwestern Arkansas late this afternoon, especially tonight and early tomorrow, you need to remain aware that's a bullseye of some pretty heavy snow. So the far northern areas, that lighter shade of blue, and remember, this is going to start at rain first. It's going to be rain first. And the question is, how long will the rain last before it flips over to snow? If we don't see the rain changing to snow around the 2 or 3 o'clock time period, some of these totals will be a little too high. But the far northern areas there, that's about 1 to 2. And that next layer of blue, which would encompass most of the Tulsa County area, northward Pawnee, Pawhuska area, that's between 2 to 4. The next layer down, far southern Tulsa County over to Tahlequah, Muskogee, Emulga, Eufaula, that's 4, possibly in spots between 6 and 7, and then the higher elevations of Arkansas between 7 to 10. I almost drew in another little area of some 7 to maybe 8-inch snowfall in far northern Latimer in portions of Leflore County. So I'll kind of watch that. We may have to add that later. So this is the configuration of the watches and warnings. Basically, most of the area now is included in a winter storm warning, including McAllister and Wilburton and Hartshorn, Pawhuska, Bartlesville, and Pawnee, and Stillwater. That's a travel advisory. Typically, travel advisories will have lower amounts of snow compared to the winter storm warning areas. And by the way, Oklahoma City is included in the winter storm warning. So roadways, now this morning we're fine, but by this afternoon, especially the evening commute, the slushiness on the roads, the school closures, obviously there's some that's already closed today. They may have a little more for early tomorrow. The system's going to leave pretty quickly. Our next system shows up Saturday night. So the timeline, it's quiet right now. Between the 8 and 10 o'clock hour, we should have rain developing. We'll be into the 30s. The noon hour, it's still mostly rain for our immediate area, but there will be some snow mixed in. That transition is going to be, we think, between the 2 and 3 o'clock time period, and it goes to snow, and even some heavy snow around the midnight hour to about 1 to 2 o'clock tomorrow morning. Then it should start to ease up. So here's the future view. This is 10 o'clock this morning. Here's the noon to 1 o'clock hour. We have rain, but snow out to the west. And then 2 and 3, you can see that the temperatures are now starting to drop, and the rain is flipping over to snow in many, if not all, locations. Here's the 5 and 6 o'clock hour. We've got some banding of snow that's underway. And then around 11 to midnight, there's some heavy bands, and that should move out. So tomorrow morning, anything left over will be maybe some flurries across the far eastern areas. The temperatures will be in the 30s. We'll have northwest winds, and we get into Wednesday afternoon, temperatures would be upper 30s and the lower 40s. So there's still some wiggle room, all right? I'm telling you right now, at whatever time this is, 4:50 in the morning, this all hinges on how quickly the rain changes into snow. We think that's going to happen through the early part of the afternoon. 44 on Thursday, 56 on Friday. That's Arctic air testimony. That's cold weather again Sunday and Monday. And to me, it looks like almost all of next week it's going to be pretty chilly.